I'll give Ten Hag one thing. He doesn't half back himself. My God. Erik Ten Hag has been talking to Sky Sports News after that Spurs game. Yes, that catastrophe, that disaster that was Spurs at Old Trafford beating Manchester United 3-0 at weekend. And he has gone into depth in backing himself fully. And he's in buoyant mood. Like I said, Ten Hag definitely thinks he is doing okay right now. But what I'm going to do in this video is throw it over to you. I'm going to talk about all of the major points from this interview that Ten Hag has had with Sky Sports. And I want you guys to just comment below and tell me. I'm going to leave my little notes and snippets on it. I'm not going to go into too much detail though, because later on, I'm going to use this video and all of your thoughts to talk about it in the live show and your reaction to it. I'm told all the time I'm over the top. I'm told all the time I have an agenda against Ten Hag, so it's over to you. You tell me. Comment below, please, everybody, and let me know what you think about these points that I'm bringing up from that Sky interview after that disaster that was Spurs at weekend. By the way, please make sure that you do like this video. Make sure that you've also subscribed and hit that bell notification button, everybody. We are at 50% of you still that are subscribed to the channel that are watching this video now. So please, everyone else, the other 50%, let's lower that gap. Let's try and get that down to maybe 45 if we can as well. That's the target. Get to it. Please hit the subscribe button, people. Into this interview, I'm going to go through all of the points now with you, and you tell me. Just comment below on any one of these points. And then we'll bring it up. We'll bring it up later, and we'll talk about it while we're live. I just want to give you the chance to have your say, because everyone says, like I just said then, I'm a bit over the top. So I want to gauge where you're at, because here on FUTV, I like to get your opinions as well, and we can't always get all of them up. So let's make a show about it. This is your first chance now. Comment, and then we'll bring them up later on in the live show. Erik Ten Hag on the last 24 hours was the first question. It's like a process. There's that word again. You play a game, you analyse it, you draw conclusions, and you continue from there. Yes, you do. But it's a process. Erik Ten Hag, it's by watching the video of the match that you see where the problems are, and you find the solutions to these problems. How many times have I watched it? Only once, he says. Sometimes you go back a little to understand better, go deeper, but only once. I find that kind of strange, to be honest. I do. I feel like most managers would definitely watch it a bit more. I'm sure they would. Anyway, moving on to more. Don't forget, keep your comments flying in, everyone. Erik Ten Hag on how the team are, basically. How the team are doing after that nightmare that was the Spurs game at home. Because we looked pretty dejected, didn't we? They are very disappointed, and that's normal. But I know they are resilient, and they will bounce back. Bounce back. There's that other favourite. We've had process and bounce back in the first couple of questions to Ten Hag. Look, I'm not having a go, but you can make your own conclusions from it. Ten Hag on whether there has been a meeting since the Spurs game. Now, it's a bit in a dark area. Was Sky asking basically about a meeting with the ownership and stuff like that, and the directors, or has it been amongst the team? He pretty much moved it towards the team and what happens after a game like that. We do this every game. We sit together and give our opinion. There is two-way conversation from the manager, the coaches, and the players. So three-way. We are on one page. We make sure we are on one page, and we stay on one page. I think he wants them all on the same page, and that's page 1. I'm not having a go. I promise you, I'm not having a go. Erik Ten Hag, there is a good spirit in this group. They kept fighting on Sunday. You can see that in this team. That they want to fight for each other. They can also see the fans. They are very disappointed, but they stayed with us and they supported us until the last moment. Okay, this is where I have to step in a little bit. I was at the game. There was at least 20,000 fans that had left the stadium with 15 minutes to go. So, Erik, you were there. You knew that wasn't the case. You've obviously got to say it for Sky to make it sound that way, to try and appease or appeal to the fans. I get it, but I know that that's false. And like I said, I'm not going to say much more. This is your show and your chance to draw your own conclusions from what Ten Hag has said. And then I'll talk about it later on. Erik Ten Hag, when you manage Manchester United, you know that everyone is judging you. Very true. And more than any other club, even more true. You have to deal with the criticism and focus on what you were appointed to do. It's about managing the team and getting the best out of the team. I'm here to win. Okay? Here to win. I'm managing what you do. Very, very interesting on that one there. Okay, this is the one that really got me. I'm not saying this is the one that you need to comment on the most, but this is what jumped out at me. You see if you agree with me on this one. Erik ten Hag, when asked, what if things don't go well this week? The killer question. Finally, we get down to some nitty-gritty. But yeah, Ten Hag asked if the inevitable was around the corner, if things obviously don't go well this week. We all know about the Villa and the Porto game and that being the curtain call. Let's just see. I'm not thinking about this. Of course you're not. You've got to concentrate on the games. That's fair enough. I'm not anxious as well. That's a lie. No, I'm going to stop talking. Sorry. It's you. You decide. We are in this together. We made this agreement in the summer with the ownership and the leadership, and we are all behind it. We also knew the strategy, young players in this transition period, and this process can happen. They also know that there have been trophies. You knew it was coming. At the end of the day, in my last 6 seasons, that's what we are aiming for. Okay, last 6 seasons. We only care about 2, which you have managed Manchester United. And yes, you won 2 domestic cups, Eric. We know this. You tell us every time the chips are down or when things are going wrong. You ignore all of everything else which is significant to all Manchester United fans. And like I said, I'm not going to go into this in detail, but I just needed to point out what he's saying here. He's brought in the ownership and the leadership and the directors and everyone else and bringing them into this conversation now. I feel to just back himself up a little bit here. Like this was going to happen. Like this is acceptable. That's how I take it anyway. And they knew that this was going to be a process and it's going to take time. I just don't think that Ineos would have thought that United were in 13th when we're coming into the 3rd month of the season. I just didn't think they thought that that was going to be the case. I thought they'd be in a more comfortable position in the Europa League, which I think is fair considering the quality of team that's in it. And if he does lose this week, he still thinks he is going to be in a job. You tell me. Honestly, like he's backed himself like he always does. He's always said that he's winning trophies. You know what Ten Hag is like. He's always going to do this. But this is your opportunity to take from it what you want. I've tried my best to stay out of the conversation here for you all. So please do get your comments in below. These are going to be stacked up and brought up in the live show later on this evening. And I'm going to talk about it properly then. But I want to give you your chance. Rather than it be me and everyone having a go at me about my opinion on Ten Hag and my so-called agenda about trying to get Ten Hag out, over to you, everybody. You tell me what you think and how you feel Ten Hag is approaching this week. Is he ahead of himself? Is he completely lying to himself? Get your comments in below. Let me know what you think. But most importantly as well, please do enjoy the content. Make sure you get your comments in. Give the video a like. Make sure you have also subscribed to the channel. We're on the road to 60k. We want to make it today, everybody. So make sure that you have subscribed. And I'll see you in the live show later on with a response to this very video. Cheers for watching, everybody.